awesome day to everyone. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. I want to share with you an interview I made with my accountant on how he lost 40 pounds. Everyone has a story on how they did it. Changing your body and feeling comfortable with it is attainable for anyone. I will cut the fluff now and let you listen to it. I highly encourage you to do so and get inspired. So here we go. Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and start asking you just little things. So,
Okay.
because I've seen you lost a lot of weight. And I'm really interested to know how you did it, and what drove you to do this.
So it started about 2 years ago. I was up to about 225 pounds, and I was getting to the point where I couldn't put my clothes on. My clothes weren't fitting anymore. So I said, okay, I got to do something. So I just did a search online. I Googled diets, and I found an intermittent diet. So there was a handful of them. So I decided to try one of them. And sure enough, it worked. The first 2 or 3 weeks was difficult, obviously, because my
Yeah,
stomach was
sure.
hurting and stuff. But after I got through that phase, then and I stuck to it. That uh, it started. The pounds started to fall off. I
Right.
mean, I was losing 2 or 3 a day in some cases.
And do you think it was just intermittent fasting, or were you also like, just, you know what, I'm gonna stop eating this type of food?
No, it was a combination. Yeah, it was a combination of both the intermittent fasting and cutting out soda and alcohol and chocolate, cake, and all that stuff that you'd normally snack on. I cut all that out,
That's great.
and I try to get away from processed food, which is difficult. But and then I would go to so I would not eat until noon. I'd eat a good healthy lunch, and
Right,
then my
right,
last meal had to come before 8 o'clock.
right.
And if
So
I didn't eat by 8, I didn't eat until the next
till the
day.
next day.
Right.
Right, right. So you had that whole window of fasting, pretty much.
Yeah.
Did you drink anything like in the morning,
Yeah, in the
or?
mornings I'll drink coffee, and I will put a little bit of vanilla creamer in there, but I have maybe 2 cups of coffee, and that's it in the morning when
Right.
I get up.
Because why I'm asking, because a lot of people they struggle so much with this. They struggle so much, and I think what's struggling is that one part that you mentioned right now, that you started getting stomach ache. You started feeling crappy before you started feeling better.
That is true.
What did you do
You know what I did? I believe it or
to
not,
yeah.
I got chewing gum, sugar-free chewing gum, and I started chewing that, and I think it fooled my stomach that I was eating something. And that's what worked. That got
Yeah.
me through about that 3 weeks.
Is there anything like mental that you went through that you, because a lot, yeah, like I said again, and I want to repeat myself, a lot of people struggle with that. They go through the part where it's really hard and then just give up because it gets really tough. I mean, you
Yeah,
can tell me about that.
the mental part was probably the toughest part. I had to find leverage against myself, so I just changed my mindset pretty much that, I got to do this, I got to stick with it. And then, like I said, after about 3 weeks, it really became easy because my stomach adjusted, my mental outlook adjusted, and I was able to stay with it. So,
Right.
yeah.
Do you feel that what is it called? Do you feel that it was more mental than it was what you were eating, or is it more what you're eating than mental? You know,
I think it was what I was eating more than mental.
got it.
Because we're when you go out to eat or something, and we stopped doing that too. We didn't go out
Yeah,
to eat as much.
there you go.
So because the amount of food that you get at a restaurant is enormous, and you tend to eat it all.
Yeah.
Even when you're full, you keep eating it.
Did
So
you did you did you what is it called? Did you count calories or anything? Or what how did you know, like, okay, this is good for me, this wasn't good for me, or
initially, I did count calories, but I stopped doing that. But what I did do was weigh myself every day. And
right.
if I gained weight, then I would go back and see and figure out what I ate.
Yeah.
And then if I ate too much or something like that, then I would adjust from there.
Got it.
Yeah,
And this wasn't a 3 month process, right?
yeah, it took a while. Yeah, I would say the first 3 weeks were the most difficult, and then I remember I told you I did plateau a few times.
Oh,
I
right, right,
got
right,
down
right,
to
right.
200 and I stopped losing weight. So
So what you do
I
then?
adjusted the intake of food again.
Yeah.
I stayed with the intermittent fasting, and I just adjusted the intake of food.
How long did this whole thing last?
I've been at this almost 2 years.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
I've
It's two
lost. I
years. Yeah,
started at 225. I got all the way down to 185, and I'm right now. I weighed in this morning at 187.
that's
So,
awesome. That's awesome. So what do you feel you got to do now to
uh,
maintain all this?
like you were saying, I think now, and I did talk to my doctor, and she said that I have to increase my cardio and strengthening as far as lifting weights. And you said the same thing. So that's the next phase, I think.
Right, start lifting
Start
so you can
building
start
some
build
body mass,
and
muscle
start
mass.
filling the emptiness,
Right.
the empty vessel pretty much.
Right, exactly. Because
Yeah.
I do notice my skin's a little loose and stuff, so so
Well,
it's a little strange, but so yeah, that's the next phase, and I'm going to start that here probably right away. I've got the weights at home and everything to do it. I just been working so many hours with tax season that it's been difficult to start, but it's coming. So
awesome.
next year when you come in, I'll have a little muscle on me probably.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah, you just start lifting weights, start lifting, like I told you
Doing
before.
squats and stuff.
Yeah, and start, if you can, the heavier the better for you, especially because we start losing muscle mass and bone density. So
Sure.
you want to start doing. So how do you feel now?
Oh, I
Yeah,
feel really good. I mean, I got more energy. I'm able to work more hours. I don't get as tired as often. I do get tired sometimes if I
of
put in
course.
like a 16-hour day or something. But uh, also, what I'll do too is if I feel fatigue or even if I feel really hungry, I'll go for a walk,
Hmm.
and that kind of helps also.
Do you think, did you use walking as part of this process
I
of
did. I did. I
how
started
often did you
walking
walk?
3 to 5 miles a day.
Yeah,
I try to go
that's
every
about
day.
10,000 steps. That's
Right,
about
that was
10,000.
the goal. The 10,000.
Yeah.
I was getting to 8,000 steps every day for a while, and then it came. It would go up and down depending on how much time I
Right,
had.
right,
But like today, I didn't walk, so this afternoon I got to go hit a walk.
right. And I just love the fact that I mean I see it. It does work. All this
Oh, it
stuff
does
that
work.
all this stuff that I talk or that we talk about, like your 10,000 steps, watching what you eat, lower portions, stop eating processed foods. That really does work.
It
And I
really
think
is.
the other thing that I want to add is probably the intermittent fasting.
That I think was just. I think that's the thing that really triggered me because I saw the results.
Hmm.
And I had a doctor a long time ago named Alvin Lewis who wrote this book called A Five Bite Diet.
Hmm.
And I actually tried that, but it didn't work for me because I lost the weight too fast.
Yeah,
And I just kept
that's the
going,
other
and it
thing.
was
Yeah, that's
difficult.
the other thing.
You're allowed to have 5 bites twice a day
Yeah, yeah.
of food.
And like they say, sometimes the fastest thing is not what really works. It's not the quick fix is not what really works. It's the constant, not this. Well, yeah, the struggle also, I think, but
It's the mental capacity, and get your brain set that okay, I got to stay the course, and then it
stay
becomes
the
just
course.
routine,
Yeah, it's a discipline, and then it just becomes
total
a
discipline.
habit of just, and now just it's normal now for
It's
you,
normal for me.
and now you already know what to do. You don't have to think about it so
I'm
much.
drinking that calorie free, drinking water there. I don't
or
know how
or
good
if
it is,
anything,
but
water.
yeah, just I drink a lot of water every day, and I try to stay away from sugar drinks,
Awesome.
which
Yeah.
I which was difficult because they're so good. But
Yeah.
like everything, I'll drink. Everything I drink has 0 calories.
0 cal.
Yeah,
Do you look at the labels or
I
anything?
do. I started looking at labels, and initially I was counting calories, but I thought, okay, this is it's taking too much time. I don't need to do it. I
Right.
know what I need to do, and
Right.
it was just basically eat less,
Eat
eat
less.
good, but eat less.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the key.
Yeah, and I always tell my trainees there's three rules pretty much. Eat half portions, less processed food, and follows rule one and two.
No, no, I totally agree. We were raised. Well, your parents would always say, "Oh, you got to finish everything."
Right,
So we
right,
were
right.
conditioned to finish everything on the plate,
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
is really bad.
And in the restaurants, a lot of restaurants they serve a lot,
Oh, it's
a
like two or three
lot.
meals.
It's 2 or 3 meals
And I like
exactly.
Mexican food, so those
How did you deal
meals are
with that? Like
huge.
you're going to like restaurants, Mexican food that
So
you
I'll eat what I usually eat, but I don't finish it,
there you go.
and then I'll
Yeah.
take it home, and if I want it the next day as a snack or something, then I'll eat it then. I never finish now because I get full. I notice when I get full, I stop.
Right, right,
In the past, when I got full, I just keep eating.
right.
So you were conditioned to just keep eating, but it took a while. I would say the discipline part
Yeah.
took 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, and the patience, I think.
Yeah.
Being patient. Be patient because you plateaued, and that plateau is what.
I could have quit.
Yeah, you could have
I
quit.
plateaued 3 times, believe it or not.
And you could have quit.
I could have quit,
Exactly.
but I didn't.
And this last question. So, at that plateau, what was that made you keep going? Why didn't you just quit? Why didn't you just quit? What?
Well, um, for a while there, when I was weighing myself, I would be jumping up, and I think it was just water, but I would go up 3 pounds, down 3 pounds,
Right.
up 4 pounds, down 3 pounds. And I felt, okay, I'm plateauing, or something wrong. So what I did was I just adjusted more. I started eating maybe a little bit less,
Right.
maybe a little less than half. And I went to all 0 calorie drinks. The only thing I
Uh,
cheat on was I put a little vanilla cream in my coffee, and that
right.
was it.
Right.
Because black coffee is 0 calories, but it tastes terrible.
Right. Right. Right.
So,
Right.
but other than that, yeah, I just stayed the course mainly.
Stay the course. Just being disciplined,
Yeah,
pretty
just
much.
stayed the course. That was really the most important thing.
Bill, can you tell me? Remind me again. How much did you weigh and how much you weigh
I
now?
weighed 225 pounds a little less than 2 years ago, and now I weighed in 2 days ago at 185,
There you go. I was like almost 40 pounds, right?
and today at
One more to go.
187,
There
so I
you
dropped a little bit.
go. But that's also could be water
It's
fluctuations.
water.
There's a lot of
Water's
water fluctuations,
sure,
and it
sure.
also depends what time. I don't know. Are you weighing yourself at a certain time, or are you different times? Are you weighing yourself
I weigh every morning.
every morning at
Every
the same
morning
time? Correct.
just before I get in the shower, I weigh myself.
Awesome.
I would set goals. Once I hit my goal of 200, then I'd say, okay, I want to get 195. And then I hit that goal. And then I go, okay, 190.
That's
So I
okay.
didn't say I want to get to 190. I set small goals. And I would
Incremental
hit
goals.
those,
Incremental.
yes. I would hit those, and then I would go to the next one.
Very good. Yeah, 'cause it keeps you on the course. Doesn't give you. It doesn't overwhelm you. I think.
Yeah, if I'd have said, okay, I'm going to
I'm
get
gonna
down
lose
to
all this stuff.
180, forget it. It'd take forever.
You're like shit, man.
Yeah,
No, no, no,
exactly.
no. I get it.
Yep.
Awesome.
So
Thank
that's
you.
basically it.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. And yeah, I hope you get that goal next. Your next goal is
Oh, I'll
just
make it.
increasing. Next year when I see you,
The
I
goal's
know.
180 now, so I mean, I just need about 5 or
So
6
next year when I
pounds.
see you, I'm gonna see
I'll
a
see.
little bit
Yeah, it
more.
might be heavier because of muscle mass, but that's okay.
That's
That's okay.
it's mostly that you want to maintain a healthy weight with less fat. That's
Exactly.
pretty much what you want
And
to do.
one last thing, I was suffering from acid reflux with all that weight,
Okay.
and as I knocked off the weight, it
Right,
became
right,
less
right.
and
You said that.
less.
Right, you mentioned that.
So it doesn't happen nearly as often, and which is good.
And they
My
say,
body adjusted to it.
yeah, and they say that losing weight alleviates pain, knee pain, back pain,
No
acid
doubt.
reflux, even depression. A lot of mental illnesses that we have, lack of energy, libido, all that
It
stuff.
really is.
It really,
It really is a killer.
yeah, it really is.
Obesity and carrying around weight is really not good.
No,
And if people, and we do have a society where we're taught to eat everything, and every commercial's about potato chips and soda and all that stuff. And if you don't have some discipline, or if you don't create some kind of leverage against that personally, you're not going to make it. You're
yeah,
going to keep eating.
yeah, definitely,
And
yeah,
I found a way. I just got to the point where I said, okay, enough is enough.
yeah.
You know,
And I think it's easier to just overeat and not really worry about
it
it
is.
instead
It's
of
fun.
there you go. It's fun.
It's fun to
But
overeat.
sometimes you got to work at it. You really have to. I think if you things that are worthwhile, you got to work at.
That's a fact.
You got to work at work these things.
And if you work really hard at something, you know that because you do that. You've been through a lot, so uh, the reward is better. You
It's
feel better about yourself if you have to work hard. If something comes easy, you tend to not respect it like you would if you worked really hard for it.
absolutely. And now, would you mind telling me? Okay, so what do you do here,
Well,
Bill? What
I
is
own
your business and
I
everything?
own it's a tax and accounting firm that I inherited from my parents, and I've been here about, I don't know, 35 years. So yeah, it's a stressful job, especially right now during tax season.
Right.
So we're just a full service accounting firm basically.
It's called AJ Holt, right?
AJ Holt Incorporated, yeah,
Here in Burbank.
here in Burbank on Magnolia Boulevard. My dad started the business 45 years ago,
Awesome, Bill.
and we're still going strong.
Bill, thank you so much. I
All
really
right.
appreciate you
No, I
doing this little
appreciate
interview
you.
with you.
No,
Awesome.
it's fun. All right.
Great. I hope you really enjoyed this interview and really get inspired from it. Feel free to reach out if you need further help with your fitness goals, and I'll be happy to training. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.